Very excited. The space is moving so rapidly. This summer, it was insane volumes for this specifically 10K collections. I guess $4 billion at some point.
Hello and welcome to the Financial Fox, investing and innovation ideas with a twist. I'm your host, Steffy B, and in this episode, I will be joined by Alexei Falin, CEO and co-founder of Rarible, one of the first community-owned NFT marketplaces. So this is going to be a super cool interview because we are going to talk about one of the hottest things out there, which are NFTs. One thing to remember is that I'm not a financial advisor and all the content here is only for informational purposes. But before we go into the episode, I want to talk to you about my new crypto web domain name, financialfox.crypto, which I got it from Unstoppable Domains that is creating a new generation of web domains, which are actually domain name on a blockchain that you buy once and then they are yours forever. So you don't have to worry about renewable fees anymore. They are decentralized, so no one can hack your data, and they are also effectively domain NFTs. So you can trade them and make money once the decentralized web will be taking over the internet. The cool thing is also they make crypto payment really easy. So what you do, you add your wallet address to your domain address and you forget about it. So when you need to get paid, you just give your crypto web domain address, which is connected to your wallet, and that's it. The money comes up like magic. So if you are interested in buying Unstoppable Domain address, then go on Unstoppable Domain using the link in the description, which will also help to support our channel. And if you want to do a little bit more because you like the work we are doing and you want to make a donation, you can do it in Ethereum, Bitcoin, or USDC to financialfox.crypto. And that will be super appreciated. Hi, Alexei. How are you?
Hi, doing good. And how are you?
I'm fine. So we are going to be talking NFTs, which is one of the super hot topics of the moment. And what I would like to do is, I'm sure that everybody knows Rarible, but just in case, let's maybe start with you giving some information about your background and how you started Rarible and what Rarible is.
Yeah, sure. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Rarible. We started Rarible 2 years ago at November 2019, and at the time it was very few places where you can mint your NFT, and in our opinion, it's just a great tech. We tried to play with it, and actually didn't find any place to launch, so you have to develop and code this by yourself. So we decided to launch the easiest experience of creating NFTs and then marketplace to sell them, because it's not really interesting to just create. You have to do something with it. So this was the first conception, and it was pretty successful from the very beginning. So when we launched at November 2019, people started picking up this, and the audience started growing. And from the time we're growing pretty organically. We didn't use any marketing, and now we are one of the largest NFT platforms in the world, with like a lot of users and GMV transacted each day.
So maybe tell me some of the top sales or some of the, I don't want to say the best NFT because each NFT is beautiful in its own way, but some of maybe the top sales on the platform, and maybe some of the most well-known artists that they are, they are bringing their heart to Rarible.
Yeah, there is a lot actually. One of the well-known, one of the oldest Rarible OGs, it's Lirona with her boys collection, maybe you know. It's a very nice concept, and there is a lot of collaborations and different styles. there's like a community of owners as well. So I would say that interesting that we have different use cases. So we don't really have only art. There's many other things. Like there's a very successful drop of music NFTs. Jingle Bee, they did like 100 auctions at one simultaneously and sell everything in like minutes and made like 100 plus K dollars. Also, there is some interesting use cases. One guy, it was very early, and one guy is actually sell his body for tattoos.
No way.
Yeah. So you could just buy his like place on chest and send him a picture, and
Yeah, I should do it as well. But listen, do they decide also the type of tattoo they want, or it's just the space?
Yeah, he just sell the space. A lot of users actually tattooed their avatars on him.
So you choose the space and you choose what you want. Basically, you want him to tattoo.
Yeah, you just send him a picture and he should do the tattoo. This is like crazy, and there is a lot more different, I don't know, very interesting use cases. But and from the very beginning, Rarible was the very open platform, so anyone can mint, and anyone can mint whatever they want. And we as founders, we're really curious to see what kind of use cases could be, because the technology, NFT technology itself, it's very broad. So we saw like different levels of adoption. It was initially CryptoKitties, it's like gaming, blockchain games, NFTs. Then we saw crypto art adoption, very large cluster now. After it comes 10K collections, this PFP name for this. This is like profile pictures, pictures for proof. So there's like Bored Apes and hash masks and many others that are actually launching every day right now. So this use case is very popular. And generative art, I guess for now. Oh yeah, aside of this, there is a new trend for mainstream NFTs, and this means like sports, basically like sport teams, they launching their NFTs for their fans and brands and celebrities. So it's kind of IP holders, mainstream NFTs. We are seeing like a slight but steady adoption of this use case.
There is a lot going on also in digital fashion as well, because I think, first of all, you said, right, this was CryptoKitties, then gaming, then art. Art was really big, and this is where it became really mainstream, that people start to, NFT, that's something. But now really fashion brands, they're jumping into the space. How do you see that kind of area evolving?
So as you say, a lot of fashion jumps in, a lot of music actually trying to do something, but I would say music didn't take off yet. It's still to be discovered. Okay. So the goal for each discipline, the goal is to figure out the right model, right mechanic, because NFT it's programmable, so you can actually build in different kind of mechanics. So from one end, it should be simple to educate easily for broader mass of people, because if it's really complex, it's very hard to educate people, and so the adoption is really long. So it should be easy from one side, but usable from another. And everybody is trying to do something here. Probably for sports, it's easier because there is a flow blockchain with Top Shots. They clearly made a great success and created a very nice use case. So it's like a best practice in sport right now. All other sport teams, they trying to do kind of the same mechanics. So Yeah, but for sports, it's more clear right now. But other verticals, they just trying to emerge. So they looking for how they should launch their NFTs. What is the mechanics behind? And as far as they find out like something usable and popular, it immediately like spikes. And I would say crypto art is still big. So it not like was big, it's just same size, but NFT markets just grow much bigger, and inside NFT market art is like smaller, much smaller than it was before, like year ago, but still art is growing. It's like the same size and growing.
So let's do something now, because we talk about education and it's obviously very important. Let's talk about how an artist mint an NFT. You mentioned about an NFT being programmable. So let's maybe explain what kind of data an NFT can include, and let's talk about the royalties, all these kind of aspects. So then when, people hear the word NFT, right, they understand that it's not, okay, non-fungible token, but probably for people not in the space, that wouldn't make much sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Totally. So I will describe how it works. And NFT itself, it's just, you can think about this as a digital content that is unique. You couldn't copy this. That's why it's instantly getting value. And the best, so aside of like digital content that you couldn't copy, it's also can have some built-in programmable functions. The most usable, most like popular right now is royalties. This means that as a creator, if you launch a piece of art, you can build in this piece of art some percentage that you will earn from each resale. So usually it's like from 10 to, I don't know, from 5 to 20%. Not more than 10 usually. So it means that each on a secondary market, on each resale, original creator earning like 10% from the deal, which is really significant passive income for some of them, right? This is very popular. Other very, very popular mechanic, and Rarible supporting, by the way, yeah, Rarible supports all of what I'm talking about, because we support all the major things for sure. So the second popular is splits. Splits means that you would like, let's say you have a collaboration, or you want to donate some portion of sales to charity. So you can have splits. This means that you as a seller, you set up a list of addresses that and percentage that they will receive. And let's say you sell for 100K some piece of art, and then 10K goes to one wallet, it's for charity, and another 10K to your collaborator, and so on. So it could be as many as you want, but yeah, keep it low, not big, less than 100, because the gas price for sale would be high.
Yeah, okay.
If you know what I mean.
Go back. Let's talk about the gas prices later, because I really want to break down on the so let's say, okay, for what I understand is Rarible is basically a platform for artists. Anything about creativity, anything about art, but art, not just art. Art could be in game, could be anything that is creative, basically. Am I right?
I mean, probably art is a big part of Rarible, right? And creators is a big part, and Rarible is maybe in the sense art and creator-centric NFT platform. We used to highlight just creators on our front page, and we do have a top list of them, which is not really often you can see on other NFT platforms. But you can also find all types of NFTs on Rarible. So it's just, I would say, general platform. You can find collectibles, sport NFTs. Recently, French Montana launched his sneakers on Rarible. So it's very broad, but definitely some creativity and art is in DNA of Rarible from the beginning.
Could be like a digital asset platform. Am I correct to explain it like that? Digital asset NFT platform?
Yeah, so just basically leading marketplace for all kind of NFTs.
Yeah. Okay. Minting NFTs. So let's say you can have a JPEG, you can have a video. These are mainly the two base format, right?
Yeah, music is also
music, exactly. Then what you do, you upload them through the process, and then you follow different steps and you pay for it. And
yes,
that
right.
is something different because I did some NFTs as well. So, you know, I see the difference where if you go on OpenSea, which is another NFT platform, you don't pay.
Not really. You actually, there is two options. You can pay or you can create it like so-called lazy minting when you don't really pay as a creator. Rarible is actually support lazy minting as well, but Rarible, we kind of have a protocol layer. There's some kind of infrastructure layer that any other creators like developers in NFT space can use, and Rarible itself using this protocol layer. So on the protocol layer, we already support this lazy minting. On the Rarible as a front end, we will support like in like a week or something from now. So it's essentially the same, and you can also, you will be able to mint for free, but the difference is that when you pay, so you mint the NFT itself in on the Ethereum blockchain, but when you didn't pay, so someone paying for you, usually at the first purchase. So first buyer will pay for this minting, will pay minting cost for you. That's convenient for most creators, but it's kind of gives you some limitations. You couldn't have your own collection. So yeah, if you want to have your like separate collection, it's like another like entity in the blockchain world. So you can create a collection and put all the NFTs inside this collection. Usually all the premium NFTs works like this. So you're creating like, I don't know, your specific thematic for some series of NFTs, you create one collection and then you mint there. So you definitely have to pay for this, but for lazy minting, you mint freely, but in the shared collection, which is not so premium, but it's cheap.
So why is preferable, for example, for some aspect to do this soft minting where you don't really pay for it straight away?
Okay.
Why that is useful, or it can be useful?
Got it. So you call it soft minting, usually we call it lazy minting.
Yeah, lazy minting.
Or soft minting, it's fine. So yeah, the benefit is obvious. You didn't pay anything. So you would like to experiment, or you just first doing like your first steps in NFT. You don't really know if this is right, I don't know, thing to do. So you just mint for free, see what happens. If people are buying this, you earning money. So you actually now can do your own collection and, I don't know, mint NFTs and pay by yourself. So I guess this is the major thing. So usually early people, beginners in NFT space, they like to use lazy minting, but professionals, they like to pay and create separate collections and mint inside because they're actually sure that they will sell, they have audience and experience.
So let's maybe go back and talk a bit about the fees, because Rarible is built on Ethereum. where if we are making a comparison with OpenSea, they are using Polygon, which is a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum that is kind of taking some of the transaction away from the layer 1. So it's making all the fees, the process simple, and the fees are a little bit lower. Why you decided to stick with Ethereum? And what, being scalability is a challenge, what are the steps that you're gonna take in order to scale your platform and lower, for example, the transaction fee?
Mm-hmm. So first of all, when we started 2 years ago, it was no layer 2 solutions. Everything were in development, and they actually launched somewhere like last fall, and still some of them still are in very early days. And we do have multi-blockchain strategies. So again, all this works on the protocol layer, and protocol is actually can work with multiple blockchains and multiple layer 1, layer 2 solutions. We are integrating Flow now, and it will be available soon. Also, we are supporting Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, and several other EVM compatible chains. All of this is just in development. It's very, very close to production now. So I guess next month we will see more blockchains on Rarible.
That's very interesting, because obviously the world is multi-chain now. Everybody's talking about interoperability, cross bridging and stuff like that. And I was really interested to understand what you were doing. But it looks like you have got all a pipe.
No, we hear the same as others. We believe in multi-blockchain world, and it's definitely this way, because we've seen like different blockchains, and they have different pros and cons, and they have different supply of NFTs. So Flow has NBA Top Shots and a lot of IPs there. Polygon has a lot of games, and Ziki Snarks actually has domain names, and Gods on Chain is also working there. It's kind of a popular game. So different blockchains, different use cases, different supply, but all of them supports NFTs. So we as a platform for all kinds of NFTs, we have to support all of them.
Exactly. And regarding Binance Smart Chain, where do you think they are placed here? In the sense, do they focus on something specifically?
I don't think they really focus on something. They usually follow, and they just follow in the market. So when it was totally market of digital art, so they approach all the digital artists, and they actually have success there. So there is a good traction and good amount of new NFTs and volumes there. So
it's basically a question about their platform, their traffic is good, so it basically makes sense to integrate with them.
Yeah, they have their own audience, Binancers and guys from, I don't know, traders, and they have some DeFi cluster as well on Binance Smart Chain. So definitely it's another sector of users and NFTs.
And what about Polkadot? Because there are also many projects also there, quite interesting. I mean, I own, I bought this egg from Canaria that has become a bird, and now it's a beautiful bird with different traits. And I thought it was quite interesting, because then it gets you into the evolving NFT concept, which is very interesting as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is actually, yes, I didn't mention this very, very new use case of this involving NFTs. One of the great, and most hyped projects here is Loot. Do you know?
Okay.
The Loot project is basically the words. So NFT consists of 10 words, and that's all. And so the idea is that you're buying these loots, and as a community forming, so all these NFTs, they form the community, like 10,000 peoples. They are inside this community, and they have to decide what they would like to build on top of this NFTs. Because first edition, it was something around, I don't know, fantasy game. Like you have sword, black hat, I don't know, shoes, magic wand, and so on. And you have the random like 10 words, and there is a 10,000 people who actually own random 10 words. And now they trying to create like a new metaverse on top of this, and your NFT with these 10 words will like your key to this metaverse and your seed phrase. So you will create like a character there from this NFT. It's like bottom-up community for formation and the metaverse formation. It's pretty fascinating experiment, actually. And yeah, just remember this. I just remembered from your story with the egg. And coming back to Polkadot, it's actually probably least explored space for now for NFTs. So it's just getting traction, I think, because the Polkadot tech is pretty complex in general, and they have like several layers from, I don't know, technological layer to application layer, and too much, I don't know, maybe complexity, but they just need time. And maybe next year we will see rapid growth of NFTs on Polkadot as well.
Yeah, maybe Cardano as well, as they kind of get started.
Okay. Yeah.
So NFTs and metaverse, you just mentioned that. What's the role of NFTs in the metaverse, and how the NFTs are building the metaverse?
Yeah, usually NFTs, so metaverse is just a virtual world, any kind of virtual worlds. As a virtual world, you can find, I don't know, buildings there, trees, animals, or I don't know, some magic objects, anything fantasy, but it's just a lot of items there, right? So if it's like item, it's non-fungible, so it's just NFT. That's why NFT is really popular to represent all the like items inside the metaverse. And yep, this is pretty good use case.
So if let's go back to the NFT that change. So this was one of the things that I'm thinking about. Right, if you can create an NFT that actually replies or interact with certain condition, and based on certain condition, it changes. So it's programmed in a way that is not static or is not fixed, but it changes based on certain condition that it gets it encounter. And thinking about that, I'm thinking, for instance, would it be possible for some wearable to change their appearance based on certain conditions? So if you go in a metaverse where it's dark, your t-shirt, it will be a certain color. And if you are going out in the sun, it will change, or with the sunglasses, or with a coat that can be waterproof. You know what I mean? All these things. And then can be also from people interaction. You know, you can, maybe it's not the wearable, can be something else. But how can you make that possible?
You mean in the metaverse, right?
Yeah. Well, sure. You have to create an NFT that's got those properties. So it would be a bit different than the current NFTs.
So yes, sure. And there is like several ways to do this. One way is just create and program all this behavior and sell like eyeglasses that change in the color upon like changing the accordingly to different conditions of this metaverse, right? One other thing, which is Bored Apes did recently, they actually created another NFT. So you have your avatar with Bored Ape, and they created an NFT with Serum, and this some ACID that mutates your NFT. So you can buy another NFT, apply to your NFT, and then you get new NFT. So it could be even works like this. So this means that you can have your eyeglasses, but then you can buy, I don't know, new programmable NFT, which transforms your eyeglasses to different kind of eyeglasses. And then you kind of apply them on a program level, and you now have not static, but dynamic changing eyeglasses.
So you can build on the top of an NFT, adding more NFT, or you can program everything. But if you program everything, then you might not be able to build on the top.
So usually, it's always better to stick with simple pieces and building blocks.
I agree.
When you have these building blocks, and then you can have different kinds of programs that using these building blocks and generate other kind of pieces.
Yeah, I think that's something very interesting. I mean, it's something that I was looking at. I thought was something that maybe is not so developed right now, but it would be nice to see some projects.
Yeah, same as loot. You have the 10 words, and they kind of cost a lot of money just because this is very simple building block, and it feels like the community is very strong, and they will create lots of other kind of programs that will utilize all these building blocks and generate new things. For example, guys already created a virtual gold for this metaverse, and they airdropped this virtual gold for all loot holders. So you already kind of having this, you earning other pieces of this new metaverse, right? That's why it's all these NFTs, they have this value, and people are willing to pay lots of money for them.
Yeah. Okay, on that note, let's talk about, some legal issue, because obviously, NFTs has disrupted the concept of ownership. They have been empowering artists, people, with the ability to create something they own and they can sell and they can get a royalty forever. So the problem is that NFTs are not considered securities right now. And when you buy an NFT, there is always the issue: am I buying a real NFT from this real artist, or am I gonna get con and trapped into something where I'm the artist is not the real artist? So this kind of ownership right and stuff like that. Kind of like a big issue. How are you addressing that on Rarible? Because, for instance, in OpenSea, it's not very clear what you own. Tell me the way you see it and how Rarible is doing it, and then maybe we can talk about what art gallery are bringing to the space.
Okay, so this kind of complex question, starting from legal and ending to fraud in NFTs. So I will start with the end. It's easiest part here. How to be sure that you buy genuine NFTs. Definitely the easiest way is to buy on Rarible, because we have this yellow mark where that means that a creator is verified. If you're buying something from verified artist with yellow mark, so you can be confident that everything is fine. This is the answer for kind of how to buy safely. Yeah. So just go to Rarible and check yellow marks when you are buying. And if we actually on interface level, we prevent you from buying from unverified guys. So it would be like red balloons with alerts like be careful, you don't know what you're buying, and so on. So it's kind of hard to buy from some fraudster. But from a legal perspective, yeah, it's not really clear. It's something new. So you know that people and societies, they creating all these laws to protect themselves. But as we evolutionize and like create new things, new behavior, new mechanics, the law is also kind of going for this. And I would say like NFT just emerged and there is no clear kind of specific law around this. So now it's just digital content. And most of the countries classify, even like payment systems, they classify NFTs as a digital content. That's why usually on the legal level, NFT is treated like a piece of digital content. And it mostly, all the issues mostly around IP rights and DMCA claims, right? So it's totally not around securities like it was with ERC20 tokens, when you can trade them. And you actually, when you buy an NFT, you clearly buying something visual, digital. So yeah, it's
you kind of make money as well because they are a value as an investment. I mean, many collectibles, they are an investment. They are a way to diversify your portfolio. That's why people buy art, or they buy expensive whiskey bottle, or things like that. So yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and this is the reality. Is like the legal framework is trying to cope with all this disruption, and it's difficult for them, to kind of tackle all the front. Now they maybe be focusing a bit more on DeFi, and then maybe they are going to get to NFTs. Regarding fractured NFTs, because that's also a very interesting concept. Do you maybe want to talk a little bit about what it is a fractional NFT?
Fractional NFTs, it's quite popular as well mechanic. It's where it actually means that so NFT is non-fungible. You by default you couldn't sell half of NFT or a fraction of this NFT. That's why. But sometimes NFT costs tons of money. Like, I don't know, art blocks, very popular collection of generative art. Pieces could cost like several millions of dollars. CryptoPunks cost a lot, millions of dollars. So sometimes people just want to buy a piece of this piece, like a, I don't know, fraction of some punk. That's why fractionalized services emerge. It's essentially some smart contracts that lock the NFT, and instead of this NFT, they issue some portion of ERC20 tokens. It's fungible tokens, so you can divide it on the very, very small pieces. So yeah, this is how it works. So you just put one non-fungible NFT and get, I don't know, 1 million of new kind of currency, which represents, which is has this asset underlying, right? And there is several popular services. NFTX is one of them. PartyDAO allows you to bid collectively and receive this partial ownership for the item that you win. So yeah, it's popular.
Yeah, perhaps I see in a real estate it could be maybe more popular, but even for some like social project where they are kind of built in that way, Yeah, very exciting. So coming back to galleries, to art galleries, this is something that I wanted to ask you. So you see, like Sotheby's, trying to cut Christie, they're all jumping into the space, and obviously they've got a name, they've got credibility, and this is what some of the buyers and also the artists, they trust this third party. What do you see being their role going forward as the space of NFT arts on decentralized platform start to develop even more?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think they just very, very effectively promote the whole NFT space because they have a very, high profile and rich audience. And so they just educate people what is NFTs. And also usually they have pretty good PR and media really likes to cover all this. So in this sense, it's just an awesome way to tell the world how great is NFTs and how, what the prices could be there. So it's valuable.
Yeah, it's very valuable. I agree. It's maybe a transitional period, transitional role they are taking on, but it's because of their visibility is very important. So talking about Rarible, there is obviously a token as well, which I have a few of them.
Wow, cool.
So when we are going to see the token, for instance, trading on Coinbase?
So a Rarible token, so Rarible as a platform, it's kind of working on top of the protocol, and Rari token is a tool for govern. We have a DAO, and DAO is taking care of this protocol, and also lots of things around the protocol, such as development, promotion, and basic parameters of this protocol. So we have a governance procedures there, and you can use your token to vote. And it was built as a voting token. So you actually should use your token to vote for different proposals to kind of govern this protocol, because the protocol, it's shared goods, so we don't own this. We just one of the major contributor there. But as all other players in the space can actually build on top, we couldn't own this. We couldn't close source this because nobody wants to build on top of something closed source. Yep. And for us initially, it's just much bigger advantage to build a community of like-minded people who are building different kind of NFT projects. Because we all need this layer. So we trying to encourage people to build and to develop this layer and to effectively kind of manage all this. We created this token to govern initially, right? So that's why I don't really trade it on any centralized exchange, because it doesn't mean to be traded. It's more about like governance. But still, there is some DEXs and people can do this on DEXs, and they are doing this on their will. But Rarible doesn't really encourage anyone to trade. We are encourage people to organize around the protocol and help build the very, very kind of strong and reliable infrastructure layer for the whole space.
I think this is very good, because it's good that you are answering that way, and I'm very pleased, because you find most of the projects out there that they are more interested in, in making money with, in getting the token out there in places where can get more visibility, get more transactions. So it's a really genuine answer and really appreciated. So just to wrap it up, how are you excited about the times ahead and, what is going to happen with Rarible and all the NFT space?
Very excited. The space is moving so rapidly, and it's like crypto space at some point. It's very, very fascinating that it's an intersection of mainstream people and like crypto native people, and it's more like a blockchain technology underlined. So yeah, everything is developing light speed. I know, very fast. So we're just trying to be like in the same on the same cadence as the whole market. But yeah, very excited. We will see lots of new use cases. We will see lots of mainstream people coming. So yeah, it's something that will be with us for a very long time.
Do you have many developers working?
Yeah, Rarible growing rapidly, the same as the space. So for the last 6 months, we grew from 20 people to 80, and we actually having, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, like 5 new employees each week. We have even like a call to introduce people each week.
Yes, and tell me a bit about the volume. I mean, we have seen, the NFT market like really riding the waves this summer. Can you maybe give us some numbers if you have them? Maybe how the market on Rarible has changed in terms of transaction from last year, so 2020 to maybe this year. How things are picking up.
Oh yeah, sure. So first of all, this summer it was insane volumes for this specifically 10K collections, and they hit like, I don't know, I guess $4 billion at some point. This is just art blocks, generative art plus PFP 10K collections, avatars. So only these disciplines, they made like 99% of the volume of this $4 billion. Yeah, so crypto art become like a very small piece comparing to all this generative art and PFP. So Rarible is actually doing really great comparing to last year. It's like hundreds of percent up. So we're doing somewhere around like tens of millions, somewhere around $30 to $40 million each month. Yeah, so it's growing. Yeah.
Yeah, big things. I mean, I'm quite excited about the integration that you have planned, with Polygon, with Binance Smart Chain. I think there would be really big things to grow the platform and, to get more people interacting with it. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, and also I would like to mention that all this happening on the protocol layer. So it's actually open source and everyone could have this benefit. So any project that we have like several of them already in production who's using Rarible protocol, so they will have all these blockchains instantly right after these integrations will be like happen. So it's not only for Rarible, it's for the whole space who are using the Rarible protocol. So I encourage other people who are developers who are, I don't know, thinking to build something in the space to use the protocol and to contribute as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So where should people go if they are interested to discuss?
Yeah, it's pretty easy, rarible.org.
Okay, are you more, is the community more active on Discord or Twitter?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Discord is the central point, and there is a link to Discord on this landing page for the protocol. So still go to rarible.org, and there is a link to documentation and for source code and for Discord as well.
Okay, fantastic. Listen, Alexei, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I wish you all the best with Rarible. I'm going to keep a close eye on the project. I love the hoodie, by the way. is brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Great questions. Really enjoyed being here.
Thank you. Okay, we have arrived at the end of the show. I hope that you enjoyed this interview as much as I did. And if you have got any question about NFTs or any comments or anything that you want to share with us, please follow us on social media, send me a message, and yes, stay tuned, and I will see you next time.